sit over here?
Oh, that's one this side, so it doesn't get me.
No, I can't see here.
Of course, it's still, it's coming up like that. What is this?
This is just your oath of testimony that what you're gonna say or present is true and correct.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't plan on lying.
Ten. Thank you. Commissioner Crooks, Commissioner Hauser, and Commissioner Morris.
Okay. First thing I want to start with is the letter that you sent me. You go there, you have that letter? You have that letter, President?
No, we really weren't, okay, no, we don't have that. We were just sort of looking at the property values and not the letters right now.
Yeah, but on this letter, you said I had a clean and green value of $50,000.
Well, that's,
If you enroll, that's what it would be.
If I enroll,
yes,
okay?
if you enroll.
And that number is false, gentlemen. That number is false.
Okay, why?
All right, because as soon as I saw that number, I said, I'll take that number, I'll take that number in a heartbeat. They gave it to you, you certified it, I got it, I went to them and asked, is that right? Yes. I filled out the paperwork, I went to Robbie, I said, that's my clean and green value? He said, nope, going to be much higher. But I'll take it. If you'll sit here right now and say that number's correct, and you'll certify it in November, I'll take it. So we'll start there. But I'm not appealing that number. We'll start with the 111,000. Okay?
You, second page.
Now, I want to go to the first page. I'm going to look at the land first. Let's go to the land first. We've got a home site at $35,000. Where's that come from, gentlemen?
Let me see that would be sales for your area. We've
Yeah.
seen it anywhere from 9,000 to 82,000, depending on where you're at in the county.
Yeah. But it's supposed to be a fair market value. Fair market value.
Are we in the general vicinity with our map here?
Yeah, bring it down, bring it down. There's my cabin.
Let's see,
And
where
that,
did
gentlemen,
be
is
first?
that $35,000 lot. Let me walk you, I'm gonna leave this as a part of my package. If you come down on the, you see the township road?
Yeah.
I'm standing on the township road looking down that property line. This is looking along the township road. This is looking along my driveway. Here I'm standing next to my well. There's the house, there's my front yard, there's my garage. Here I'm at the back of the lot. There's my deck, which is made out of framing lumber, and it's not even attached to the house, which value went up in the last 3 years. That's looking out the back, and that's looking up at my neighbor's house, which you can see up there, except you can't see it because of all that roof. That's that $35,000 lot. And I'm also going to give you this. I'm up at the other, up on what you call Clarion Road. By the way, that's not Clarion Road. The road going up is Clarion Road, and the one that continues up and out is Clarion Road. That's my neighbor's driveway. This is up on top. I'm looking down at my driveway. Oh, this is on the deck. This is looking out back at that property line. And now I'm looking down towards Bunker Hill Road. You notice you don't see any land because it's 10 feet off my deck. It starts down over the hill. I got 10.5 acres of basically mountain land. So I'm contesting that $35,000. That may be some average, that may be some that you consider some average market value. That is not the market value of that piece of property. Now, let's take the next 9 acres. It says,
Well, we can clearly see that it's not open,
Yeah, there's
that
no
would need to be
you can
adjusted.
see it's not open residual.
Well, that's already changed.
Yeah,
It's already, it's all forest land.
Yeah, can we put the contour lines on there?
Yeah, if you got the contour, can you bring that up? You can see that
Steve,
right here, it just starts down, goes that way, goes up that way, starts down. If you come down the bottom here, this is the bottom. I don't know if you can see, this is a runoff stream. You gotta get back here.
Yeah, I can see the stream.
That's a runoff stream. Right on the other side of that property. You know where it is. You know exactly where it is. Right on the other side of the property stream. You're looking at an embankment that goes up like that. You cannot get from here up to there with any known four-wheel vehicle on my property. The slopes are too steep. In fact, I've got something else to show you in my package here. This land originally, gentlemen, was part of a subdivision. Somebody, Tuscarora Land came to town and was going to put in a subdivision. I'll show you that in a minute here, as I find it. They were going to put together a subdivision. That was submitted to the county. It's still over in your archives. It was denied because half of these lots couldn't be built on. The county and DEP said, you can't get a building permit. Those 2 lots, you can't get a building permit. That one was questionable. That's where I am. That's the one on the other side of the river. That's also part of my package. So it's not open land. It's mostly mountain land. And that's the way it was assessed in 2009. That's, you can have that, I promise that.
You don't have the Form C from DEP that says you can't park it right there?
No, that was done in '75 when I bought the land.
Okay.
They decided, the bottom down there, you can't get within 200 feet of the runoff stream, you know that. And then the next acre is just too steep, you can't get to it. But I actually, when we had reconciliation, that property went to like $38,000, which is about what it's worth. That's about what it's worth. 28. The final assessment was 33 because they decided it was all mountain land. But they went to 38,000. I also have a write-up here I'll leave with you, which is the whole history. This is a memorandum of record. It's the whole history of the property, the land, the buildings, and so forth. But the land clearly, gentlemen, is not 62.5. I'll leave that with you too, Paul. I'll just show you what it is. Very simple. A little history of the land, history of the buildings, the assessment process, what we went through in 2009 and where we are today. And then there's a possible reconsideration of the assessment, fair market assessment. I haven't brought an appraiser in yet. I don't want to do that unless I have to go to court. All right, we go to the buildings now. Okay. I want you to pay attention to 2 things. The base price that's based on some cost model. I'm pretty aware, I teach at a university, I know what models are, and I can break down any cost model you got, so I have a pretty good idea of what that is. The problem is, in 2009, this number was 70%. That was based on somebody actually physically looking at the property. Now, that is up to 84%. Why? Because with the other numbers, with the 62.8, that garage, and I'm gonna challenge that in a minute, that had to change to get you back to $111,000. That's altering the numbers to get to a predetermined number, and that borders on fraud, gentlemen. And I know, Kurt, you said something about if you get a suspect assessment, you gotta report it to somebody. Who reports to the assessment office when they play the same game? My question.
The courts,
Hmm?
the courts,
Oh, it gotta go to court.
they do, yeah.
Okay.
Can we just
But
say that that was
I also
Tyler's
have,
numbers, not the
I
assessment
think, Kurt, you
office?
said,
Because I don't, excuse me,
yeah,
that was Tyler's numbers, not the assessment office, don't get confused.
I'm not saying.
I'm not saying, I just want
I
to
didn't say-
clarify, I don't need another round of going through
Listen.
the,
Listen,
through this state.
I know that you knew what this property was. I know you didn't work on this car, okay? I don't know who did, but that's the card
If
I got.
Not anybody in the assessment office is what I want to establish for the record.
Okay,
Okay, we're gonna run out of time, let's keep going, so we get
well,
the information here.
yeah, let's go on with that.
Yeah, I wanna hear everything.
And I have a comparable, I'm gonna leave this with you.
Okay,
I have a comp, another property. If you look at the property description, it's almost, the building description, it's almost the same as mine. It's got full finished attic, I don't have that. The full basement, I don't have that. It's got first basement, central heat, I don't have that. See, they take that off here. But this one has a base price of $39,000. And when it gets done, the dwelling value is $26,600, $10,000 less than mine. Okay? Because it has a 52% good respect. And that happens to be your house, Steve. You tell me why your house is so much worse than my cabin.
For one, it was built in about 1949.
It doesn't matter when it's
Yes,
built.
it does.
Yeah,
That factors in.
yeah, the
that
age
percentage
factors
is
into the
good.
calculation.
Gentlemen, there are houses in Bedford that are built in the 1790s. How does that age factor in?
It is.
They
It's
have
under
no
the
value.
grade and under the average. CDU,
Yeah?
but we'll accept it as a comparable.
I can go look at, I just bought a house in Maryland that was built in 1920. And believe me, it's in better shape than some houses that I've seen in this county. All right, so I'm challenging that price.
You're only
I just
talking
wanna-
about 40 years difference in the age. I mean, that should have something to do with it.
You think it might have something to do with it? It all depends on how you take care of it, gentlemen. I just sold a house in Maryland that was 50 years old. And it sold for fair market value, $360,000. Now let's look at the garage. First of all, it says it's a frame garage. It's not a frame garage, look at the pictures. It's a concrete block building. It's the basement I don't have. And if the basement I don't have is only worth $43,000, that's what that concrete block building's worth, plus the roof, not $12,000. But that's even over and above full replacement costs. I can replace that building with a pole barn from National Barn for $75,000. I can rebuild it using local contractors for $8,000. And I can go up to Esch's right up here and get a frame garage that same size for $9,300. So no matter how you do it, and that's brand new. That garage is 16 years old, got wear and tear on it.